Hey guys, Afro CCW here, and I haven't brought out the Mosin Nagant in a while, so I thought I'd bring this baby out. Um, so I'm going to real quick just show you something that I've done. I'm going to disassemble it real quick using my Mosin Nagant tool. So let's get down to business. Let me angle you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. Do these straps. So right now I'm just removing the sling. So the sling's easy to take off. I mean, it's just like undoing a belt on both ends. So there's the sling. I think this is like a Chinese aftermarket sling or something. I doubt this is the original sling. It looks way too new, and it's not coated in cosmoline. I don't know where they get the slings when they go to import them. I'm gonna take off the top shield. Gun keeps catching on stuff because I have this recoil plate, and the main reason I have this is not because the recoil's bad on the gun, but see how thick it is? It adds that much more length of pull, and this thing has a really short stock, so it makes it feel more natural. So yeah, let me get down to jeez, that front ring on mine is just not nice. Alright, so we got this, the top piece. So we got that removed off that. Oh, that's why I didn't take off the cleaning rod before. Oh well. I should have removed the bolt a long time ago. I safety checked the gun before we started. Just throwing that out there. The gun was already safety checked. There's the bolt. Set that all down. With my Mosin Nagant tool. I'm gonna undo the screw right here, and then the screw right here. I'm gonna do this one first. One screw down, set that over here. Do not want to lose any screws on this thing because there's not many screws to lose. I think in total this gun has, what, 5 screws in it? 2 on the stock, 2 that hold the gun together, and then 1 that holds the nose cap of the stock together. Alright, flip it upside down, remove the magazine, set that over here. Lift this right out. Now I could take out the cleaning rod, but mine's all messed up and I don't feel like taking it out. So, back to this. This is this is the this is the barreled action. This is the registered part, or I guess this is the registered part right here. This whole receiver piece, not the trigger, just the receiver. Pretty much everything behind this crease right here. That, and then that solid chunk of metal. Here is the extractor, ejector, or not ejector, not the extractor. This is the ejector and the what's it called? The magazine interrupter. That's what this is right here. This is the magazine interrupter. It holds the rounds. It avoids the gun from getting rim lock, which is when the 2 rimmed casings get stuck on, or get stuck. The one on top gets stuck behind the one under it, and this piece holds the one under it far enough down that there's clearance for the top round, even if the rim is behind the bottom rim. So I could go ahead and remove this, but it's a pain to get back together, so I'm not even going to try. Plus I don't have a vise to hold the gun in to do it effectively. Now you're probably wondering about what I was talking about, what I did to the gun. I think I mentioned that I did something. And what I did was I created what some people call the match trigger mod, and this thing came loose. That's why it was acting weird. Gotta real quick tighten this down. Alright, and all it does is really decrease the trigger pull distance, but it also creates slack. Like, alright, so what you do, first thing here is this is the screw that holds the trigger bar, kind of. This right here, and then there's that spring, this spring right here, and that's what holds the firing pin back. When you pull the trigger pulls this spring downward, and that releases the firing pin. So you put a washer underneath this part of the spring. You can see that little glint of silver right there. That makes it so that the distance that this has to travel downward is less to release the firing pin. So, but once you do that, you get this slack like this. So what you do is you, on the pivot for the trigger, you get like a spring from a bag chip or something. You see how it's down in there? And you put it in there in such a way that that spring pushes the trigger forward and takes up that slack. So the length of pull is still about the same actually, but this much of it is like nothing at all, and then you just get this short little pull. So I'm gonna put the bolt back in and demonstrate what I'm saying. And you can see, like, once you get back here, then all you have to do is move it back. The amount that it moves after it's locked up is really short. So it's an effective way to make the trigger pull shorter. It's a nice mod actually. It makes the trigger pull feel more more smooth. It's not as long and obnoxious as the normal Mosin Nagant trigger pull, or as mine was anyways. Mine was really weird. It pulled pretty heavy, so this makes the trigger pull a lot lighter and more like tactile, I guess. And then the other thing that I said there that I did, I already talked about it, was the rubber butt plate. And I like it for two reasons. The two main reasons I like it is that it makes the stock longer, which I already mentioned, and since it's rubber, it grips onto your shoulder so it doesn't slide around at all. Helps you keep it on your shoulder a lot easier, keeps you on target better. And then it does also reduce the recoil. It's not really that big of a deal. The 30-inch barrel Mosin Nagant doesn't have much recoil anyways. So those are the things I've done. And now I'm going to see if I can put this thing back together really fast. And I have to remove the bolt first. Actually, there we go. Alright, let's get the magazine in. Okay. Oh. Okay. There it is. You don't actually have to have it all the way together to screw it together. Who would have thought? Alright. So The gun is, in effect, a fully usable firearm right now, but I'm going to go ahead and put together the rest of the way real quick. Let me decock the bolt. Let's throw on the sling. And as you can see, this gun is extremely easy to disassemble and reassemble. In fact, it's been inusable. It's fully usable even when it's completely disassembled. The interesting thing about this gun is that the stock is literally just a stock. You can use there's nothing important at all in the stock. The only thing that it gives is something to hold on to, really. In all truth and reality, if you needed to use it and you didn't have the stock, you just had the barrel to action and the bolt, you could just wrap a ton of cloth around the thing, kind of fashion the pistol grip on the end of it, and then make like a little rifle handgun thing. But I don't really, I have the stock, so I'm gonna, use it like it's meant to be used. Anyways, you saw how easy this thing is to take apart and put together. It's an extremely easy to maintain gun, an extremely easy to modify gun. It's like if you need to unload it, if you have a bunch of rounds in the magazine, and then you don't have one in the chamber yet, you have 4 rounds in the mag and then nothing in the chamber, and you want to just empty it out without going, like, cycling the bolt or, like, pushing them through the magazine and having to work anything else, you can just pull back on this little lever right there, and then pull up on this, and this comes out. You could take that completely off if you wanted to, just dump out the rounds, put it back in, fully operational again. And if, say, you maybe just wanted to make sure it was completely safe, maybe there are children in the house and you don't have a gun lock, you throw on the safety like that. Here, let me show that again. Safety is like straight right now. You pull it back into the side, and then it snaps to the side. The bolt is effectively locked. Trigger doesn't do anything. You can still get in here, but that's not going to help you at all. You cannot open the bolt. And this is a difficult piece to get back. So if you had this like this and then up on a high shelf where the children couldn't get to it, it's just as good as having a gun lock. It was even hard. Like, I know there's a few of my friends that can't even or disactuate this. I don't know what to say. Like, undo this safety. I even have a hard time doing it. After doing it, I have bruises on the tips of my fingers. So it's a really good safety feature. If you, like I said, if you have children in the house, if someone's visiting, or if somebody that, like, I don't know. But it makes a good safety. It's almost just as good as a gun lock. Or if you do have a gun lock, this thing, what I do is this. Let me get my gun lock. And of course, I don't have the key to it. The key is on my keys. The key is on my key ring, which is downstairs. But so if you have the gun lock, gun lock's pointless now. But I'll still show you what I do. You could take this, you take it off, and if you have in one of the models that I do, you'll see that on this, it has like a second claw thing right there, how it comes down to like a point, you see, and you use that little point to grab the pivot that it pivots on, so it stays like this, and it's locked on there. Then you open the bolt up, and you would put your cable through like that, and then lock it. If I had the key, I would show you. Here, like, if this was the cable, you would feed it. What the heck? You feed it down through, you know. Alright, guys. This video is running too long. I need to end this. So, you know, it's a nice, safe gun to have, actually. It's a good learning gun for if you want to learn marksmanship with a longer, heavier rifle. Ammo's cheap, about $4 for 4 or 5, 6 maybe for a box of 20. Um, it's a good reliable gun. It'll last longer than you will. This thing's already 74 years old, going on 75 next year. So I'll see you guys later. See some of you out on the range maybe. Alright, peace guys. I'm out.